Hello guys, I want to apologize about that horrible Facebook Live. It was my first time trying it and the audio was going in and out. It was just a nightmare. So if I haven't deleted them, I think I went in to delete them. But if they're out there, I'm going to be deleting them and I'm going to just use this visual the way I normally do to show you how to create that puzzle in Cricut Design Space and then print it out on your printer and use your cutting machine to cut it out. Also, the jigsaw puzzle piece that I had, there's some issue with it, so I have the correct puzzle piece. So I'm going to walk you through the process, guys, the correct process on how to create a puzzle in Cricut Design Space from point one all the way to the end. You just won't have the visual for the printing out, okay? All right, so if you have any questions, please shoot me a text message, instant message me, whatever works for you, and I will respond. All right, so the first thing you want to do in Cricut Design Space is you want to upload your image. So on the left side of your screen, you'll select Upload. And I'm going to be working with this image that says A1. And on the far right side of your screen, you'll select Insert Images. All right, once your image has uploaded into Cricut Design Space, you are going to change the sizing of that image because it has to be appropriate to print out correctly for you. So at the top, right up under Untitled, you have your tools to use. And so we're going to be changing the width and the height of this puzzle and the positioning. So we're going to take this little lock and we're going to unlock it just by clicking it one time. And we're going to change that size to 6.467. And we're going to change the height to 9.211 and enter. And then your positioning, we're going to change to 0x and 0y and enter. And what that is doing, it's going to place your image up in the top left-hand corner of your screen because that's normally where you place your image for printing on your cutting machine. All right, so that's the first part, getting your image that you're going to be using for the puzzle uploaded into Cricut Design Space. Next up, we're going to upload our puzzle. So we're going to be working with this puzzle, and I have already uploaded into my images in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to select Insert Images. And when the puzzle piece comes in, it's black. The only thing you have to do is over on the far right-hand side of your screen where it shows you that it's a cut in black, just click on the eye one time, and it's going to remove the coloring so that you can see your puzzle clearly and work with it with no problems. So the next thing we need to do now is the same thing we did to the image. We need to change this puzzle to mimic the sizing, width, and height that we did for the image. So we're going to, again, go up to the top, unlock the puzzle, and we're going to change it to 6.467 and enter, and 9.211 and enter. You're going to change your position to 0x and 0y and enter. And now you can see your puzzle piece is sitting on top of your image, and that's what we want. So now, if you'll just click anywhere in your white space and then drag your cursor up, and it's going to highlight both the puzzle and the image. And you're going to go back up to the top and select Align and select Center. We just want to make sure that the puzzle image is lined up appropriately with the actual picture so that everything prints like it's supposed to. At this point, we are going to select Attach in the bottom right corner. Okay, so what we have now is we have a print and cut for the picture, and we have a cut for the jigsaw puzzle. So at this point, we're ready to click on Make It in the top right corner. All right, so here you can see that we have a print and cut, and it's going to be on letter size paper, 8.5 by 11, and it has your imaginary mat to give you the visual of how everything is supposed to be lined up. Cricut Design Space is showing you that you want to place that image up in the top far left corner so that everything will cut appropriately. At this point, in the bottom right corner, you're going to click on Continue. And Cricut Design Space is now recognizing what type of cutting machine I have. And I have the Maker. And I'm going to select Send to Printer. And we're going to remove the bleed because we don't need the bleed for this project. So we're just going to click that to turn it off. Now, when the image comes up, it should not show the puzzle pieces. And that's what was happening with the previous puzzle. It should show just beautiful, like the image alone. It should not have any puzzle pieces in front of it when you get to this part of the project. Okay. If you see the puzzle pieces when you get to the print, then it could be like what I had previously where the puzzle piece was no good. Okay. But that puzzle piece should not be showing at this point. And so at this point, we're ready to click on Print. And I'm just going to grab my paper here. And put my paper in to get it to print out here. Just give me 1 second so I can load everything up. And let me make sure I got it on the right side because I don't want any slip-ups and any boo-boos. All right, placing my sticker paper into my printer, and I am going to select Print. All right, you can see on my screen that the printer is identifying what is going to be printed. And once that's done, it's going to start printing here for us. Here we go. All right. And it is now printing. I don't know why I was being temperamental just then. It is so pretty, guys. Oh my God, this puzzle is going to be beautiful. All right, and now I'm just going to remove the backing from my sticker paper so that I can line it all up nice and pretty onto my chipboard. So this time I'm using chipboard. Sometimes I use craft board. Sometimes I use watercolor. You know, it just whatever I want to use. There's nothing that says you have to use one of the over the other. Now, at this point, guys, you want to make sure that you have your image where it is really, really sticking to your puzzle backing and you don't have any air bubbles. If you have any air bubbles where that image is not laying flat, what's going to happen is when it starts cutting out those puzzle pieces, it's going to pull up parts of your image, and you don't want that to happen. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure that everything is nice and stuck together with no air bubbles, that image and the puzzle backing. Now I'm going to place the image onto my purple mat, so give me 1 second here. Now, if you don't have the purple mat, it's okay. It's not going to be a deal breaker. If you only have the green mat, that's totally fine. The only thing you want to do is make sure that you put some tape around the edges of the puzzle before you place it into your machine. And if you don't, I'm just giving you fair warning. Trust me, I've been there, done that. It's going to slide all over the place. So you want to make sure that you have everything nice and stuck together. And I'm only using a different mat now because I still have the previous puzzle on my purple mat. So I want to get this done so you guys can have the video. All right, so at this point, I am going to select craft board. And you can see here that the material is set to craft board. The pressure is on default. You can select more. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. If you normally don't have any problems with your projects printing out, then you can leave it at the default. It shows you that there should be no tool in clamp A if you have the Cricut Maker. And then you should have the fine point blade in clamp B, and you're ready to load your mat if all of those things are applicable. So I'm going to go ahead and load my mat. And then I'm going to click on the Cricut logo so that my project will feed into my Cricut Maker and start the cutting process. So right now it's going to scan so that it will know where all the cuts are to be made for this puzzle. Again, guys, if you get to the printing portion, not the cutting portion, but if you get to the printing portion and your puzzle is showing on top of your image, it's not going to print out correctly. Okay, so just fair warning. All right, so at this point, it's going to start cutting my puzzle pieces. I'm not going to keep this video going during that time because it's going to take, you know, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes for this to print out because it's going to do 3 cuts. But I will share with you the final project. I just wanted to get you guys up to this point. Again, the type of paper that I use, sorry, I don't have a visual for you right now, but the type of paper that I use for my print is printable sticker paper or printable vinyl. Either one of those will work. And then for the puzzle backing, you can use Canson watercolor paper. They sell it at Walmart or any of the craft stores. Or you can use craft board or chipboard. Either one of those will work for the puzzle backing, or you can use cereal box. If you use cereal box, you will need the deep cut blade. Okay, so fair warning, you will need the deep cut blade if you're going to use a cereal box. All right, guys, I will share the finished project with you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Again, each one teach one. That's how we can all be great. You know, share, help other people. Don't hold and retain information because we can all be great. And there's enough money for everyone to make money. All right. Have a great day. I will be posting this video momentarily.